Hi everybody, you're very welcome to this short video on the subject of hiding things. We all have something to hide, and why it's relevant to running or growing your therapy practice is that when we come to put ourselves out there to talk about our business or to make a presentation or to create some marketing material in some way, the things that we like to keep hidden from other people can raise their heads and can make us pull back from being the best that we could be in that situation, to talk freely and confidently about our business, for example. So in this short tapping video, I'm just going to explore some of those issues. And so if you're new to tapping or you haven't done this with me before, I'd really encourage you to pause the video here, and you can access details of the tapping points on my website. The address is on the screen now, and I'd also ask you to read the disclaimer. So we're going to start by taking a nice deep breath. And letting it go. And another nice deep cleansing breath. And letting it go. And I'm going to invite you now to close your eyes for a moment and to imagine that you're sitting in the room where you do your therapy work, and a new client has come in and is sitting across the room from you. And as you're sitting there with the client and you've said your hellos, and before you invite the client to say why they've come, I want you just to press the pause button there for a moment and to check in with yourself. What's really happening inside of you just at that moment? What is happening inside of you that you really don't want the client to see? Maybe it's some aspect of your physical appearance that you're uncomfortable with. Maybe it's that there's some turmoil going on inside of you because of something that's happening outside. Maybe it's that you're feeling quite uncomfortable with this client for some reason, or you're feeling a bit inadequate or de-skilled in your practice at the moment. Or maybe it's that you really don't want them to know how much you want them to like you, or how much you really need their income because your financial circumstances are a bit tight. So it may be none of these things, but somewhere in there, in a dark corner of you, there's something that you don't want the client to see. I'm just going to ask you, as you sit there with your eyes closed, just check in with that. And to imagine what it would be like for you if the client could see that, and what feelings come up in you as I say that. Now, of course, I'm not suggesting that you're ever going to tell the client what's happening for you at that moment, particularly if it's not relevant to what's going on in the room. But I want you to check in with it, and I want you to check in with those feelings. How important is it to you at that moment that the client doesn't see what's happening inside of you? And I want you to measure those feelings on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is you're not feeling anything at all, and 10 is the most intensity it could be, the highest feeling it could be, the highest, strongest feeling it could be. So just measure that for yourself. And I'd also ask you to check if that feeling had a colour or a shape, what would it look like? If it had a voice, what would it say? Again, I'm just going to ask you to pause this video for a moment and just note those things down on a piece of paper, and then we'll get started with the tapping. So we're going to start by tapping on the karate chop spot, which is this soft fleshy piece on the side of your hand. We're going to say, even though I really don't want them to see this, I still love and accept myself anyway. Even though I would die rather than let my clients see how I'm feeling, I still love and honour myself anyway. Even though I really don't want them to see this part of me, I can't bear that they could see this. I feel embarrassed. I feel ashamed. I couldn't possibly face them again. I'm not supposed to let them see that. I really don't want them to feel that. But I forgive and accept myself anyway. Now we're going to tap around the points. I don't want them to see that I'm feeling this. I can't bear that they might see. I would be so embarrassed if I thought that they could see this. I'd never be able to hold my head up again. It's awful. No one knows that about me. I couldn't be their therapist if they knew that about me. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be ashamed. I have to hide it. I have to pretend it's not there. I have to pretend I'm not like that. They can't see me. I'm a therapist, for heaven's sake. How can I work with them if they know that about me? How can I hold my head up if they see how much that matters to me? I'm just going to pause there, take a nice deep breath. And as you let it out, allow your body to relax. And once more, taking a nice deep breath. And as you let it out, allow your body to relax. And we're going to do another round. I really care what they think about me. I so wish I didn't. But I do care what they think about me. I know I'm not supposed to care. But I do. Their opinion matters to me. How they see me is important to me. But I don't want them to see just how much it matters. I don't want to let on that this is such a big deal for me. But it is. If they see this in me, they might judge me. They might criticize me. They might not like me. They might not want me as their therapist. And I couldn't bear that. So take another nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment. And as you let it out, allow your body to relax. And another nice deep breath. Hold it. And as you let it out, allow your body to relax. So now I'm going to ask you to check back in with that paused picture that we created earlier in the session. How does it look now? Is there any difference? Do you feel any different? Does the client look any different? If the intensity level of the feeling, remember we put a number on it earlier on, if that intensity level has remained unchanged or has gone up, then I'm going to ask you to pause the video, rewind it, and run through those 2 rounds of tapping again. If it's not moving at all, you might try the following setup phrase. Remember, the setup phrase is the piece that we do on the karate chop. So try using this setup phrase instead. Even though some part of me is holding on to this, I love and accept myself anyway. Or even though some part of me doesn't want this to change, I love and accept myself anyway. And see if that makes a difference. So then when the intensity of the feeling has come down a little bit, then we're going to go into the last round. I'd love to feel more relaxed about this. I'd love not to care so much. I wonder what that would be like. I wonder how my practice would be different if I didn't care so much about what clients thought of me. I wonder what difference it would make to how I do things. Maybe it would be a gift for the client as well. But it seems so unlikely. Could that really happen? Even though it would be so embarrassing if they could see what I don't want them to see. I choose to relax and be calm about this right now. Even though I would feel so much shame if they could see this in me. I choose to relax and be calm about it now. Even though I really would like to be more relaxed about all of this. I choose to honor where I am right now. Even though I really can't see how this could change. I choose to be open to something new happening and the gift that that could bring. Take one last nice deep breath. And let it go. And you can check back in again with the intensity level of those feelings. And if they're still high, you can go back and repeat this tapping as often as you need to do so. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the video today. If you'd like a particular issue to be covered in any of these videos or in my blog posts, I'd be delighted to hear from you. My email address is on the screen now, and I'd be delighted to hear from you with any suggestions or any feedback that you might have. And I wish you every success in your business as a therapist.